evening, pirates and lint crabs, and welcome to Custom Making Stuff. And today we are going to make a pistol from Sea of Thieves. So let's scurvy dogs and follow on. Whatever, let's go, Corey.
So, what you need is a format, hot glue, this foam tube for isolation pipes you can buy in a hardware store, a scissor, a knife, and paint.
So, we're starting here by drawing off the screen here with this fantastic pictures that I find a silhouette of this pistol in general here. So we're going to do the part, it's going to be the main body, it's going to be the side panel there, it's going to be the trigger and the other little mechanism parts there on, with it's called the firing mechanism there. I don't really know the technical term for it, because in Swedish it's just a very weird word. Anyway, so we see there we have the trigger and stuff like that. Now, when we have these little templates here, we're going to put them out on this floor mat here and actually draw some lines around it. You can also make the handle in wood if you really want to. But then again, this is very easy to work with, and also I don't want to go out and get a piece of wood when I did this, because it is absolutely fucking hot winter outside. So yes. Now you see we have the first little two part here, where I actually have shaved off the little on the side there because I forgot to flip them. Don't do that. Mirror turn them, please. And now we're gonna cut them off here so it looks like this jagged graphic cutout things there, because the graphics in the game is not ultra realistic in Sea of Thieves. I'm very much looking forward to it. By the way, this is not a paid video, by the way, by Microsoft, but Microsoft, please do that. Anyway, so now you see I'm doing the little edge stick thing there with a very sharp knife, and also taking the scissor to do on the smaller parts, because that's much easier to do when you're gonna do small things. And you see a little bit of cutting there, so be sure to have the very sharp little breakaway box cutter knife there. And now you see there's a little part there, and there we have the little locking mechanism like that, and then the next part is going to sit on the side there. But you see, there we go, and there we go. That's how they're going to be placed, which I'm just gonna glue on. But first we're gonna glue on the side to it, there, and you see the other side here is coming up soon, and also the trigger and the trigger guard there will also be placed like that, and just glued in place with hot glue, because that will be very good. And now you see it's very good for my hand size there. Now you see the back side there, it's a little bit different because it doesn't have this hole inside of it. So anyway, now you see the tube here. It's gonna be, it's actually like octagonally, or six, whatever, six sides on it. So I'm just using the blade there as a measurement to do. And I'm just going to carve it on the side, except for I'm going to leave on the edge there, so you see it goes up like that. And now I do fine tune it a little bit there. There we go. It looks very nice indeed. And now I'm just going to hit it with a heat gun. Be very careful with this, because it's going to heat up and seal itself, but if you do it too much you'll actually melt a hole in it, so be very careful with this thing. But it looks very nice. And there we go. And now I'm just going to hit the whole thing with the heat gun here, so it just seals up very goodly. And you see that I actually forgot to carve the on the end of the gun there. So we're just going to heat seal that again. This will be very good for painting afterwards then. And now we're just going to glue on all the small little details here. Everything except the barrel will be glued on this one here, because that would be much easier to paint it if you have the barrel. It's going to be loose. So now you see I'm just going to hit this with the brown paint. This is a very flat brown paint that I have. So we're going to start by doing that with just a pencil here. You can also spray paint it if you really want to, but I think hand painting this will be quite good. And now you see I've also painted all the parts black there. And now we're just gonna paint the barrel also. And now it has been waiting overnight for drying. I'm going to paint this whole thing with silver paint. this is a very interesting thing because you can actually like slap on a lot of paint to it, and it will look very well, like you have painted, or you can just brush it in very, very firmly, and it will look a little bit more like it do in the game, like cartoony metallic thingy. Because paint has a very tendency to not really look realistic at all, or else like metal thingy when it's wet and it's touch dry. But there are many different metal paints, but this is a very cheap one from the craft store. So now you see I just have a little bit of paint there, so it just shines through a little bit of the black there, so it will look really, really nice. And also a little bit of it doesn't matter if you skip a little bit in the slot there, because it will be black due to the explosion from the gun there. Now I'm rubbing in here a little bit of a yellow paint here to make it a little bit of a more wooden look than just a brown paintish looking. You can actually take a lot of different colors and just work around very much with it. But here you see it is the gun, and it looks very nice indeed.
Hello, Scurvy and Landcrabs again. This will be uploaded soon. How to make this one as an extra little video to sell it on pirating. Arr!